Welcome to the Encore today. We are on set, on location here in Boone, North Carolina. I'm going to introduce you to my awesome, lovely guests here, and we'll kind of talk about why we're here.
Emery's lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you're not going to claim any of that? All right. So all the way down there, Emery Anstedt, he leads our 55-plus ministry at The Rock, and we're going to kind of go into that in a minute. And Elena Klutz is here with us today. You get to see her all often around this time of year for the shoe boxes, and so we'll kind of go into that a little bit. So, how you guys doing today?
Good.
Enjoying our time down here. How about this setting
Yeah.
that we got?
Yeah, this is awesome.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Great setting.
This is beautiful.
Yeah, I don't know what the camera's picking up, but we got the mountains in the background, little fireplace here, and some creek or river running back there. I don't know,
figured out
but
what
it
it's
sounds
called.
beautiful.
It
yeah.
does. It does sound
Yeah,
good.
Very
and
relaxing.
it's almost December, and it was like 52 today down here.
Yeah.
Oh, what a
So,
blessing.
Yeah,
That's why we come to Boone.
yeah, right.
Typically,
I
it's warmer than
know. It's
other.
a little bit warmer than back home. Although I brought my young adult crew down here 5-6 years ago, and they had a massive snowstorm, and like driving in the mountains, it gets crazy. So, all right, I'm going to start with Emery on the far end there, and just kind of talk about our 55-plus ministry. So we have a lot of different ministries at the church, of course, at the Rock Church, and he has been leading this ministry for several years now, and it has a lot of facets to it. Part of that is what we're doing here today as well. But Emery, talk a little bit about 55-plus and kind of your weekly meetings and your vision behind that, and what that kind of looks like on a daily, weekly basis for you too.
Yeah, so on Thursday we have a Bible study, and it's kind of unique because every week one of the pastors will rotate in and teach. And
Who's your favorite?
Scott.
Oh.
Yeah, it's got to be Scott.
Wes isn't here today.
That's right, so Scott.
No, sorry. Keep going.
Yeah. So the different people teaching. We've gone through Old Testament books, New Testament books. Typically, we do a book of the Bible, and we work our way through it, whether we get to a whole chapter in a class setting or just a couple verses, depending who's teaching and how things are going, and so. So I guess in my mind, I think of fellowship that way through around the Word of God, and then we do fellowship in a monthly event where we might get together and go. Like last month, we went up to Calcaucan and went to Turkey
I don't
Roost.
even know what that word is that you said.
I didn't know this place existed.
Okay.
And
Little
people said, "Oh yeah, you've never been there?" I'm like, "No, I've never been there." And
Is that a town in Michigan?
It's a town in Michigan.
Okay.
It's on the way up north,
Okay.
and most people hit the drive-through. They have a turkey dinner that you can get,
Oh, okay.
and so we did that, and then stopped at Bronner's on the way home.
Uh-huh.
Little things like that, and then we also fellowship through serving. We've done the food bank.
Yeah.
We've gone into prisons with groups. We've gone to Carriagetown and helped them with different projects, and so we just And this is a project in itself. It's a whole week. That people would come and serve, and we like that aspect of it, incorporating people into serving, and giving them opportunities, and it's cool to see people kind of find their niche, and so it's really cool to see people kind of fit into that.
Okay. Yeah. So, man, I love teaching on Thursday. That's a fun time for us,
and
because
we love for you to come.
Well, thanks. But it's like, it's different than most of the other ministries, as you said, because we rotate through. You and I, are part of the rotation. We get to teach through that, but also it has a little bit more of a laid back setting, and you guys will ask questions, and we'll kind of talk through some things too. So, but it's just really a sweet time. So let's dive into the serving, and we're all wearing our uniforms today. Good news, great joy. We'll show this off today. Right. And I'm going to let Elena kind of talk about the specific reason why we are in Boone today. So you are considered the group leader. Samaritan's Purse has their organization down here in Boone, but you're the group leader for the Rock Church for us back home. Right. So if you are part of the Rock, every November, December, you probably see us gather all of the shoe boxes. I'm just going to leave it at that and intro you into that. Why are we doing all these shoe boxes? What's the point of it? And I'll ask you questions along the way. So.
Yeah, it's been a process because so many people don't understand what the shoe boxes are. They think it's a Christmas present.
Right.
And that's not really it. But Samaritan's Purse starting Operation Christmas Child saw it as an evangelistic process to be able to share the gospel around the world in a simple shoebox. And we do that actually for the Rock. We gather stuff all year long. And it's down in Packing Central, my basement.
Your basement. Yeah. Yes.
And so we just store the stuff down there, and then we have packing parties for the Rock per se. But the Samaritan's Purse and the Operation Christmas Child has been wanting us to be a drop-off location.
Oh,
and until we got the box built, we didn't really have the facility or the space to be able to do that. So next year we may expand and become.
I know what you'll be asking us about.
That's right. And we're going to have a lot of involvement, aren't we?
Yeah,
Emery?
lots of hands.
It can't be just 2 or 3 people because
Yeah.
it will take a lot of people to be able to do that, because the drop-off then becomes not just for the Rock. It's for anybody in the area. It'll be listed on the Samaritan's Purse website that we would be a drop-off location for people to come and drop off their shoeboxes. So it expands what we do like about 100%.
Oh, okay.
You know,
okay.
Multiply it that many
So
times.
what we do, how many boxes have you seen? Oh, let's back up. How long have you been the Rock Church group leader through Samaritan's Purse?
8 years.
8 years. And you've been coming to Boone for 8 years, right?
7. I missed a year. I
Oh,
was sick a
okay.
year.
Yeah, we came 8 years, yeah.
Have you been coming 8 years as well?
No,
You
I
missed
missed
a year.
Missed it? Okay.
So
The
we're
only one that's been coming 8 years the all time is Jennifer Lowe.
Jennifer,
She is the only one. She's made it every year. Yep.
8 years
A
straight.
lot of faithful people. When they come once, they want to come back. They want to
Yeah.
do it again because they see, the heart of it, and it's really special.
Yeah. Okay, let's keep talking about the back home part, and then we'll talk about the Boone part.
Okay.
How many boxes do you, I mean, you don't know. How many boxes did the Rock Church pack this year?
They packed with the 5 that we brought that were left off
5.
after that. We have 871.
871.
That's how many that
Okay.
we packed this
Okay.
year. In years past, we've packed more or less.
Oh, okay.
Generally, it just kind of ebbs and flows.
Ebbs and flows. Okay, we got to get to 1,000, don't we?
I
Yeah.
know. We did 1,000 probably about.
Oh, we did.
Yeah, well,
Couple-
4 years
Yeah,
ago, I think
okay.
we did
Yeah, pre-COVID.
1,100. Was
Okay.
pre-COVID.
Okay. All right. So you kind of talked a lot about the Rock side. Now that we're here in Boone,
Boone.
which is the headquarters of Samaritan's Purse, which is why they have one of the processing centers
Yes.
here. But there are
8.
4 or 5? Oh, 8. 8.
There are 8 processing centers around
Okay.
the country. Boone is a permanent one. I think it's the smallest one,
Okay.
but it's like the main. It's the main one. Then there's one in Charlotte, and there's
Baltimore.
Baltimore. Yeah.
Minneapolis?
No,
Yeah.
Minneapolis is
Not
out.
anymore.
No, not
Okay.
anymore.
Chicago. I've taken my young
Yeah.
adults there.
Yep.
Dallas, Atlanta.
Denver. Is Denver one?
No, I don't think so.
I'm making stuff up now.
No.
California.
Oh,
But
okay.
it did used to be
Okay.
Hawaii.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seems like a weird place to
Yeah, they don't do it anymore
send
there.
them out. but-
I know, but we
yeah.
wanted to go.
Right.
Yeah, that would have
We were looking forward to
been
that.
the trip.
And then,
Yeah.
boom, the year we thought about it, they stopped. They knew we'd be coming.
Wow. Okay. So, Emery, for your ministry and the leader of the 55 Plus, tell us a little bit about like what a week here is like for you as far as serving and what kind of the stories of in what you get to see in some of our people.
Well, it's cool. People get to fellowship, and get to know different people. Because every year, different people join in. It's not always there is a core of people that always come, but then there's always newbies, and it's great to get to know, especially that 12-hour car ride.
Yeah, and it was 14 this year.
Oh.
Yeah, it was 14 this year,
A
but
little more stops.
Yeah.
a few more stops. But people get to fellowship, and then we get to gather around the Word that way, it's just been incredible, just to pour into people's lives and get to know, and as you discover different topics and things, getting to know different opinions that people have, and just
Personalities.
and working through all that, and so
Okay. All right, Elena, from your point of view, and if you can add also like what you get to see while processing these shoe boxes that maybe people aren't aware of that's happening throughout this whole ministry.
Right. Well, that's something that you got to witness today.
Yeah, for sure.
Where they stop periodically and they pray over the boxes, and then they've incorporated more since COVID doing videos, and the videos are just very impactful, very very heartfelt of what the shoebox does in these countries for these children that have nothing, and the ones that they had today were just brought me to tears watching. It's the joy that everybody seems to have, and the variety and the age of people that volunteer, because they try to include everybody. If you can't stand, they'll give you a sitting job. They are very accommodating, and it's just amazing how many you go through. You know, just like as the day went on, you saw there were more and more.
Yeah,
it's like we ended up, started out 40 some odd thousand from yesterday, and then we had 2,000 within the first 15 minutes that we were there, and then it was up to 7,000 and something. And it's just, we'll hear every day how much and how many go through just this one small warehouse, and think that's multiplied 8 times. There's 8 warehouses all over the country that are doing the same thing. That's how we get up into the millions that go. And this year they're going to have the 200 millionth box, and they were saying that it'll go to a girl in Ukraine.
That is really cool.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
200 million. That's quite a few.
A lot.
That's quite
Started
a few.
First year was 23 million.
Do you have any idea what year the first year was?
It was about 50 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Shoeboxes?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm not sure, but
to some extent.
Some extent, we'll say that.
Okay.
Because Franklin started it in his 20s.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
we got to hear a little bit about that.
Yeah.
Today. Okay. Let me ask about people back at home, and maybe this is intriguing to them. But how could they find out more? One, and how could people? I'm going to ask 3 questions. How could we find out more? How could we help more? And the real question I want to ask is why would anybody want to help? I know I'm just drilling you guys.
Well, I guess to the why. I didn't realize that the number was this big, but every box they say impacts 6 people.
Yeah.
And
6 or more.
6 or more. And
and even to break 6 families, if you think about it that way, it could be a whole family.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And friends, and it just kind of it expands from there.
Yeah, and especially now that they've really made their focus of unreached people groups and really pursuing people that have no gospel witness. Is huge, and so I guess for the why that would be huge.
That would be the main thing.
Yeah, and they talked about today like different places that, to their knowledge, have never even heard the name of Jesus.
Right.
So, you said this earlier. Yeah, it is cool to see a child open up and have something. There's something to that, but it is
so
a lot.
Much more.
It's
than
so
that.
much more.
So
than
much
that.
more than that.
And having a lesson plan to go with it, and they talked about 90-something languages that these things have been developed into. Now.
They're trying.
That's a really
90-something
really
and
cool
counting.
Yeah.
Because that's how they're trying to reach them, as they go through the 12-week discipleship program, and they then they get the Bible in their own language. That's the cool part.
It's
really
like
cool. It really is. They're trying very hard. I see it as an easy way to be able to share the gospel, and it reach so far. Without you having to go there and everything. It's like the little work that we do here it goes worldwide. And that's just an awesome feeling. It's a passion that we have for it, and we just enjoy doing that and spreading the gospel.
Yeah. So how can those at home find out more and help, whether that's today or in the future?
Okay, well, depending on how they want to find out about it, you can go to the Samaritan's Purse Operation Christmas Child website. They have an awesome website that tells all about it. It'll tell you the history, and you can correct me on anything I've thrown out there that isn't true by going to the website. And they'll go,
they're going to fact check you.
They can fact check me right there. Or they can contact people in the Rock. They can contact Emery or myself, and we'll be more than happy to plug them in somewhere and tell them about it. And through the year, like we said, we do packing parties. Anybody can come to them, but it's been a predominantly 55 plus. I mean, we've hosted young adults. They came.
We have.
And then we even hosted one time with the 55 plus and the young adults, which was a blast. I loved that. That was really good.
That was when Linda played ping pong.
Yeah, played ping pong. One of the young adults wanted to challenge her to a ping pong game after we finished packing everything. And she got up there and just smoked him. Smoked him. Everybody died laughing. It was so funny.
Oh, that's awesome.
And in 55 plus, our emails in the next couple months, we'll start encouraging people to start buying stuff.
Yeah.
Either.
Yeah.
And so we'll be kind of
the
giving
bargains and sales.
the clearance stuff and what items they can begin to collect and so that's not too far out.
No,
we start all over again.
They'll ask when we start collecting. I said, now.
The day we get back, yeah.
The day well, before we even leave.
Drop those
once
boxes,
we drop the boxes off, we're collecting again.
Yeah. Awesome. Emery, walk us through a little bit of what we're studying in 55 plus right now, and maybe somebody out there that doesn't know anything about the ministry at all, like just an invite of an encouragement of how they can be a part, and I'll kind of say my own thoughts on that as well.
Yeah, right now we're going through the book of Matthew. Part of out of selfish reasons myself, because I went to Israel this summer, so that's how we landed at Matthew. But we've been slowly working through Matthew and just understanding who Jesus is, and some of the background, some of the political things that were going on. I appreciate Adam really diving into that, and just and it just adds to the story and to the understanding, and so it's been good, and too, I mean, things that we have heard all of our lives, the Christmas story, but is that correct? And I taught a couple of weeks ago on the Magi, and I never tied the Magi into Daniel, and so that was kind of a cool study to bring into that was to make that connection with Daniel, that the Magi had that history way back when, and so it's been cool. People, especially with this age group, I mean, they've read the Bible typically a lot, and been in church a lot, and so they think they have a grasp and a thing, but it's just interesting how there's things that pop up that you see in a different light, or you find yourself there's something new to get out of it, and so that's been cool to see, and even Miss Peggy, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. I know. Yeah. It can be intimidating, though, teaching the Bible to these people that have been reading it for 50 years longer than we've been reading it. So
and they're like, no, that's not right.
No, but it's awesome. So I want to throw a plug for that ministry, because I do know that there's probably a lot of people in our church are just watching that are either retired or you don't necessarily work a 9-to-5 job. And so that is something that is available. And I realize it is a hard thing for a lot of people to walk into for the first time in any ministry if they've never been a part of it. I want to tell you that this crew right here is one of the most welcoming people that I know. And I think you'll find a place that you would call home here. And a lot of you are best friends, probably through this ministry, and that's something that is.
We did Kids Rock together.
Yeah, we started.
It's really cool.
Fourth grade?
Fourth grade, Kids Rock.
Yeah.
Now they're all teenagers.
Yeah.
And that's the cool part too. They're serving. Some of those are serving. And
but to incorporate, the study, the fellowship, and something like this, now the serving is just. It's cool, and I know every one of our ministries does that to some capacity, but I do want to take time to highlight this because maybe a lot of people don't know about it, and I know there's a lot of people probably sitting at home, and maybe they're not in the Word or they don't have a community group, and we would love to have you join us. This thing is going to come out on Thursday. It'll just be passed, and so we'll
still be here.
We'll still be here. And so thank you guys for joining us today. This is really cool.
Yeah.
Any final thoughts? What did we miss? Anything we missed you want people to know?
Well,
about?
I think one cool story, and so this summer, Paul and Becky Finkel were home.
Oh yeah,
and we had a chance for them to come into the 55 plus.
Just explain who Paul and Becky are for those that may not know.
For those who don't know, they started a school for special needs in Zambia. Through the Roof is the name of the ministry, and so they had the chance to be home this summer, and so we invited them to come on Thursday and share a little bit about their ministry and just some cool things that were going on and the opportunity to baptize some people. Yeah. And in that sharing, they told about how Samaritans first came to their school and handed out shoe boxes. And so it was kind of cool. You know, some of the toys and stuff that we think are cool. In other cultures, they're like, okay, what's a football?
They don't know.
Yeah.
You know, and so it was cool to see that perspective of it. You know, somebody that's on the field and part of the receiving end of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, so it was kind of cool for that.
Okay. What's the weirdest thing you've seen in a shoebox? So, like at the processing center, what we're going through is going through all the shoe boxes that have come through and kind of packing more or taking a couple of inappropriate items out, as they would call them. What's the weirdest thing you guys have seen in the shoebox that you're like, what in the world is happening here?
I remember, and I forget, this has been some years now, it was used toys.
Oh, okay.
And so and it was weird to see the reaction of different people, because some people are like, you know, oh, that's awful. But then you think about, too, that little kid, where his heart was.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That is
that's
a
all
good point.
Nothing gets wasted.
That's
If we take something out of the box, it gets donated to a children's home or something like that. If it can't go.
Yeah.
But,
that's good.
The coolest thing was the year that we were working here and we got our own boxes.
Really?
Yeah.
That
At the time that we
crazy.
we were on the line. It was our time, you know, because it's only a 4-hour window.
Right.
And there's all these different
Right.
lines that you can be on. So the line that we were on at the time that we were on, we were going through with the boxes, and Bonnie, she had made pencil kits for the boxes, and she opened the box and she goes, "Oh, look, somebody made pencil kits." Like, wait a minute, that's mine. These are our boxes.
And then they come consecutively and start seeing more.
Yeah, we were seeing our boxes come through.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's always cool, too, to see the creativity. I mean, you don't have to spend a lot of money.
That.
Today, I saw a lot of jump ropes.
Yeah.
That they had
made by hand.
Yeah.
I don't know what you call that, where you tie stuff together.
Braiding.
Braiding.
Okay. I love it.
They're That's what I'm here for.
Yeah, right.
Braiding.
Thank you for reining us in.
Like you do rugs.
Yeah.
And
they did fidget spinners.
Fidget
They took
spinners.
little cassettes and glued like pop can lids onto it to make a fidget spinner. I mean, they come up with some really cool ideas.
Yeah.
Bottle caps for checkers.
Yeah.
You know, so it's cool. Every year there's always seems to be something new.
Gives you a good
comes
idea.
through that doesn't cost a lot of money.
Right.
It's something that can make.
And they appreciate anything. The box itself is a gift.
Right.
Because they have nothing. Nothing at all.
Right.
So I remember the one person that came up and talked about it that had received a box, and he was so excited about the toothbrush that he got. Because in the home where he was, he had to share a toothbrush with like 8 other siblings. So he had his own toothbrush, and he was just so happy with it. So we just we take so much for granted.
For sure. Yeah. For sure. Well, awesome, man. Thank you guys for walking us through this. Hope you guys enjoyed this time, and maybe we can learn a little bit more about Samaritan Spirits. We did not get photobombed from our friends.
Well, somebody came over there.
I know they were thinking about it. Like our setting, we get you guys.
They wanted to photobomb, or they were going to go get in the hot tub.
Distract us back there.
Didn't do any of that. But I am bummed that you did not bring me a Starbucks.
That was so rude of me. I really am thinking through this thing, and
he comes walking in with us, and I'm going,
It was terribly rude of me. I feel guilty about it. I'll buy you a water at dinner tonight.
Oh, geez. Okay. That's really big of you.
No, I owe you one. I'm sorry about that. That was a.
It's all good.
I didn't think through it. Okay, thank you guys for joining us today. As always, don't take our word for it. Being his, and we will see you next time on the Encore.